Alright, so today I woke up in a bit of a slump, not feeling the best physically, and then resulting in kind of mentally a little bit hazy, not feeling as motivated as I usually am to go towards my work. But I want to document today because I want to show that even on the days where you're not feeling the best, you can still do something, and something is better than nothing. It's not every day that you're going to feel the same going into it, but you got to be able to navigate with that. So here's what today is going to look like. I'm going to be working on my screenplay, my feature script, because tomorrow I'm going to start screenwriting the second draft. I got some editing for a freelancing client, work on some music. I was driving today and my keychain has a little guitar on it, and I just looked at it and I held it in the car and I was like, there's a reason why I'm feeling drawn to this keychain on this particular day. Yeah, I think it's a confirmation that I am going to write some music. But so far, I woke up around 7:30, and my dad usually drives my brother to school, but I volunteered to drive him today, and it was good. It woke me up. I showered, so we're good to go. Let's go write down the tasks. Yo. Oh, what time? You know, there is a very real power to connect into I'd like to say the stillness of nature, but also when I look out into the woods and I hear the orchestration of all of the sounds and visuals, it feels like a show. That's what it's always felt like to me. Like out here in nature, like this is a real show. And there's so much we can learn from things in nature. Like we always like to look to human creations for human answers to our human questions and problems. But there's real validity to just looking at things in nature, you know, and wondering, oh, what's there to learn here? I was watching like this bird or this hawk fly in the sky, and I was tracking it, making its way through the sky, and it was flapping, and it stopped, just gliding, and flapped, and glided. And I just visualized and I saw myself working and my own work patterns and the ebbs and flows, you know, when do you go, and when do you take your foot off the gas? You know, whatever that may mean in the work process. But there are ebbs and flows, and you have to know how to ride the wave of your own productivity and your own creative process. And you know, I can just get that from looking at a bird. You know, that's not something, and I know that's God talking to me. I know that's, you know, that's a real valid thought and feeling right there. You know, the thought, the intellectual thing, the arrangement of the words and ideas, but the feeling is the energy that is charged with that idea, with that thought. So it's the combination of the two, and that's a download. Alrighty, so just finished in the library, just did some work. I worked on my screenplay. I worked for like an hour on that, just compiling notes and just organizing ideas that I've... Basically, whenever I work on my screenplay, I take the ideas that I've gotten just walking around in the world, just getting inspired, getting ideas randomly at night and morning throughout the day. I put those all in my little notebook. And then when I actually work on the screenplay, on the outline, I take those notes and I transfer them into my Google Doc, into my electronic notes, if you will. So it's easier to see the whole hub of all of the notes together, and I can move them and whatnot. But that's basically my process. So I did that for like an hour and a half. I also watched Primer, or I finished Primer, the movie. I was recommended it by the librarian. I did some editing for Chef Carmine, who I work with. I do a lot of documenting, a lot of video content for him and his restaurant in New York City. Aunt Jake's, if you're ever in New York City, you want to make some great pasta, go to Aunt Jake's. Incredible business, incredible place, incredible food, and an even better chef. It's been a lovely journey doing video content with him. Honestly, when I'm there and I'm filming, I'm shooting, and even the editing is a lot of fun. Most of it doesn't even feel like work. I also wrote a blog post, which if you want to sign up for the newsletter, it's completely free. Sign up with something that'll pop up. The link is in the description. Ooh, my arm. This is a bicep workout, bro. This camera's so heavy. The blog I wrote today is called Good Days Have Come and Good Days Are Coming. Basically about remembering the good times that you've had so far and letting that remind you that good times will continue to come, and practicing gratitude, you know, because I feel like it's common for us to have an incredible experience and then we kind of forget it. Like we just go out and seek the next thing. But there's a real power to remembering those incredible experiences and feeling those emotions again and internally when you remember it, and letting that remind you of how things are good. Things aren't just good when that good thing happens. That good thing that happened highlighted something true about life and true about you. And you can take that truth with you wherever you go. And that's the power of memories and gratitude, and that's what I wrote about in the blog. Right now, I'm back at my house. It is almost midnight because I stayed up to watch the March Madness final, which was absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. I love sports so much, and this is the reason why I love it, because it's a celebration of life, really. It brings you to those extreme points of emotion, and I love it. I just love the thrill. And this was the best March Madness that I'd ever seen. The two semifinals and the final, I mean, if you watch the final, oh my gosh, this was just incredible. But yeah, so it's almost midnight. I'm going to write some music now, but we're here at the end of our day. Something that I want to mention is that a big part of my day, which is not necessarily explicitly a part of my creative process, although it's a part of my soul experience on this planet, which is foundational to my creative process, is my time with my loved ones. And that's not stuff that I documented for this vlog, for this video. But for me, it's the most important part of the day. That's why I bring it up. You know, the most important, the best way I can spend time is to spend it with those that I love. You know, I watched the March Madness final today with my father. I was driving around with my mom today. We were talking, we were having conversations. I drove my brother to school this morning, you know, I talking with my other siblings. It's all of these. I was on a phone call with my friend for an hour or two, he lives in McAllen, Texas, and I'm going to visit him when I go to Texas in a few weeks. So it's all this time that, again, I didn't document for the vlog, but it's the most important time for me. And I also bring that up because, you know, whatever chapter you're in, it's unique, and it will eventually be gone. And the people who are around you now, the people who you love who are around you now, it's not going to be that way forever. So it's important to seize each day of the chapter that you're in and, make the most of it, because change is the only constant. And even if you're not in a time where you're at a quote-unquote more ideal financial situation or living situation, whatever it may be, just try to remember that this chapter is finite. And for me, I cherish the ones that I love the most out of anything in this life. And that's the most important. Those are the most important things for me. The most important time that I spend, that I experience. But anyway, yeah, I bring that up because it's not in the video, but it's still the most important thing to me. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that I didn't get to everything on my to-do list, but that's okay, because the things that I didn't get to, I'm going to prioritize tomorrow. For example, I didn't take a walk today. I spent longer at the library than I anticipated. And by the time I was coming home, I wanted to get home to watch the final and also the sunset, so I'll prioritize that tomorrow morning. And I didn't get to work on my ebook today, so I'll also prioritize that tomorrow. So that's how I like to kind of move things around, and whatever I didn't get to today, I'll just do it before the other things tomorrow. With that being said, we're going to wrap up this vlog. I'm done with the songwriting. Final note is just, the reason I started this video is because, like I'm saying for the millionth time, I woke up physically a bit in a slump and a bit, not as motivated maybe as I'd want to, but I can still make decisions towards my projects and towards my goals. I can still move the needle. And today was a great day. Like, today felt like a great day. Like, it really was. And, even if you're not, maybe if you're having a sort of a bad day or not feeling as motivated, or, whatever it is, however you feel, not every day is going to be the same. And it shouldn't. Every day shouldn't be the same. Days are going to bring different emotions, different feelings, different decisions, different things that, some of which are out of our control, some of which are in our control. You make decisions, and you go with the flow, and you're like the bird that I saw this morning, flying, finding the ebbs and flows of life. And that's the best thing that we can do. That's the best that we can do in this life. So, give yourself a break, make some good decisions for yourself, and go ham on those creative projects. Engage in the creative process. I believe in you. I truly do. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, God bless. Dream on. Peace out.